Tuesday. What's Tin-Yetti cooking today? G'day Yakfishers, it's Chew on that Tuesday. Yes, I'm going to do a filleting video. There's 1,000 of them on the internet. Am I doing it the right way? There's 1,000 ways you can fillet a fish. 1,000 ways you can skin a cat. There's more ways you can fillet a fish. So I've got a couple of skippies, so I'll do one each with different knives. Not that it changes the technique at all, they're still the same. Let's go. Alright, so I'm going to start with the straighter flexi blade knife. Here we go. Hopefully we might move you in a bit closer. So I usually start just on the back of the gill plate, straight in, up and around. Small fish, it doesn't make such a difference, but coming up as far up the back of the head as possible. There's actually meat all the way up here on most fish. And then simply running along the backbone, just using the tip of the knife, so not going too far in, and working all the way along, keeping the knife held down against the spine.
Oh, blood in it. Blood in the pussy. Oh, why did you get blood in it?
There's a bit of blunt trauma there from where I was icky-jimmying it, hence the redness.
Why did it get blood?
So yeah, I just work straight in one go, and then I'm now cutting towards myself, which is a bit unco, but hopefully I won't do too bad. Come out the bottom, take off the bottom to start with, and then work back up gently till we get to that edge of the rib cage, and just keeping the knife nice and light across the top. Come down now around the ribs.
I can't see this one. I can't see this one.
And that's just about it. One fillet. Easy as that. Second fillet is always harder because you don't have the support underneath this side that holds it up. It keeps it nice and flat. Secret is nice sharp knife, so you can get through that skin, especially at the start. Don't mind my very loud children. They did get told not to make any noise. The camera will still hear what you're whispering. And again, out the bottom, straight through, and working our way back up. Through those pin bones, which is okay.
Where is the PC?
The line of pin bones here that come up from the spine up to the
blood. Why is the blood in it? Because that's where Dad stuck the knife in.
And across that rib cage. Just gently keeping that blade as close in contact as possible. And there you have it. 2 fillets. Simple as that. I'm going to keep those frames. I'm not going to be eating them, but my dad's started getting a few crabs in the river, so we'll send him out with those as crab bait. Skinning, easy, really easy, especially with a thin blade, sharp knife, down to the board, and then nice flexi knife helps. So I'm putting all my force on the hilt of the knife, which then bends the tip down here so that it's nice and flat against the bench. Rounded shape on the blade, holds the blade flat against the bench, and then just gently sliding it forwards. Keeping everything as flat as possible, because the knife will stay above the skin that way. And there you have it. Skinned. If you're really enthusiastic, go through and take the pin bones out. Just simply a matter of, I'll do it from this side so you can see. I just use my knife until my knife stops sliding, because the pin bones stick out just enough to catch the edge of the blade. So that way you cut straight down and you lose as little meat as possible. And skivvy pin bones go a long way back. And pretty much you can just lift that out, pull it out. Done. Okay, so this time I'm using a little boning knife, more traditional meat knife, but they're actually really good for filleting with. I quite like them for bigger fish as well because you can get a lot more grunt, a lot more force into them. All right, and see how fast I can do this. Go.
So,
I'm not going to be breaking any speed records, that's for sure.
40 minutes.
Or even precision records.
40 minutes. 40 minutes, how dinner.
Oh, by the way, these fish have been in the fridge
40
for
minutes, how dinner.
about 4.5 hours, which just firms up the flesh, makes them a lot easier to fillet. Yeah, go in there. And made a mess of that one. For some reason this fish didn't want to die, so he got more than one Ikijimi spike.
Dinner. 40 minutes, have dinner. 40 minutes, have dinner. 40 minutes, have dinner. 40 minutes, have dinner. Okay, 40 minutes, have dinner. 40 minutes, have dinner. 40 minutes, have dinner. It's 40 minutes, have dinner, Dad.
Okay. Done. Skin. As I say, a little bit harder with this one. Move it over a bit so that the hilt of the knife is actually off the edge of the bench, which gives me that angle. And with a straight, firm bladed knife, it means you just literally hold the knife down against the bench. Thin skinned fish like Skippy, the bevel on the edge of the blade, the angle that the blade comes in will give you enough height off the bench to skin it beautifully without losing any meat.
Place it on the old daddy pig.
That was a little bit wasteful, that one. You just don't do quiet, do you?
Be quiet. No.
Done. Too Skippy,
Ow.
filleted.
Be quiet.
And that's that. Yeah, nice and simple. It's pretty much the same process for most fish. Skippy are a really good one to demo with because they're nice and firm, nice thin bones, that sort of thing. So, yeah, give it a go. If you use a different technique, good for you. This is the way I do it. Alright, see ya. See you next Tuesday or on the water.